There we go. Okay, so we're just about to get into the numbers. I think we did get into the numbers and then we just didn't do the practice activity. So let's review the numbers. Repeat after me. 0,
0,
10,
10,
20,
20,
30,
30,
30, 40,
40,
50,
50,
60,
60,
70,
70,
80,
80,
90,
90,
100. 100.
100.
100. Okay, perfecto. So these are the base numbers. Of course, it's always good to review kind of the in-between numbers too, especially the irregular patterns that we see. So 11 to 19 is an irregular pattern. Repite, 11,
11,
12,
12,
13,
13,
14,
14,
15,
15,
16,
16,
17,
17,
18,
18,
19.
19.
Muy bien. All right. After that, the 20s are also slightly irregular. So the number 20 is 20.
20,
Then when you add up to 30, you just count again, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. But you convert it into one word. You also change the A to an E. 21,
21,
22,
20, 24,
etc.
25, 26, 27, 28, 29.
Perfecto. After that, it gets simple. 30 is 30. And 30 through 90 is always going to end with an A. And then you add E, and then you add 1, 2, 3, right? So you get 30, 31, 32, 33.
24, 36, and onward.
Etc. Muy bien. So quick little recap, right? To follow this model up to 100, it just looks like this. So you can see how that 21 is just, it looks a little bit different than everything else. Okay.
Right.
So muy bien. Numbers are super important to know because when you're traveling, you're going to have to buy things. And if you don't have your numbers down, you're going to end up maybe spending too much for something, right? And then in your line of work, of course, too, you have to know your numbers in Spanish. So let's practice. Alex, ¿cuánto cuesta el desayuno?
El desayuno y 17, 15.
Okay, so remember, this one is irregular. 15.
15.
It's right after 15 where it starts with the 10, 16, 17. But up to 15, it's 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. ¿Cuánto cuesta el almuerzo?
El almuerzo y 20.
¿Cuánto cuesta la cena?
La cena y 30.
So you want to say la cena cuesta.
La cena cuesta 30.
Yeah. Now, if notice here, we're asking about just one thing. How much does breakfast cost, right? That's singular. So we say cuánto cuesta. Here in the plural form, if we're asking about multiple things, so if we're asking about the appetizers, we change cuesta to cuestan. ¿Cuánto cuestan las entradas?
Las entradas cuestan 23.
¿Cuánto cuestan los segundos?
Los segundos cuestan 60.
Muy bien.
Y 7.
And if you want to add dólares to the end, you can. Dólares. ¿Cuánto cuestan los postres?
Los postres cuestan 32.
dólares.
Dólares.
Muy bien, Alex. Ahora, if you're like me, when you travel, you're going to forget something. So these are the things that I always forget, right? The first category is artículos de aseo, which means toiletries. And you might have something like a cepillo dental,
Cepillo dental.
crema dental,
Crema dental.
desodorante,
Desodorante.
peine.
Peine.
Another thing I forget is some type of clothing article, ropa.
Ropa.
In here we have things like calcetines.
Why is that? Because there's only one R. Why is that a rolled R?
Because it's the first letter.
Oh, okay. Ropa. Okay.
Calcetines,
Calcetines.
ropa interior,
Ropa interior.
cinturón,
Cinturón.
pantalones.
Pantalones.
Muy bien. And then perhaps you want to buy a souvenir, right? Recuerdos means souvenirs. Recuerdos.
Recuerdos.
Gorra,
Gorra.
camiseta,
Camiseta.
afiche,
Afiche.
toalla.
Toalla.
Perfecto. Okay, so, Alex, ¿cuánto cuestan los cepillos dentales?
Los cepillos dentales y 8
Don't forget to say they cost, right? Cuestan.
cuestan. Los cepillos dentales cuestan 8 y 50
So,
dólares.
$8.
Oh,
$8 con
y
50 centavos.
8 centavos. Oh, centavos being cents.
Yeah, so you want to answer. Cuestan $8 con 50 centavos, right? Dollars and cents.
Cuestan $8 con 50 centavos. Dólares, centavos y
Okay.
cents. Okay.
¿Cuánto cuesta la crema dental?
La crema dental cuestan
Cuesta, so it's singular here. Cuesta.
cuesta $6 con 39 centavos.
Okay, ¿cuánto cuesta el desodorante?
El desodorante cuesta $5.
Perfecto. ¿Y cuánto cuestan los peines?
Los peines cuestan $3 con 81 centavos.
Ok, muy bien. ¿Cuánto cuestan los pantalones?
Los pantalones cuestan $67.
¿Cuánto cuesta la ropa interior?
La ropa interior cuesta $13.
¿Cuánto cuestan los cinturones?
Los cinturones cuestan 25
Dólares.
dólares.
Ok. ¿Cuánto cuestan los calcetines?
Los calcetines cuestan $15.
There you go. Muy bien. ¿Cuánto cuesta la gorra?
La gorra cuesta $29. dólares.
¿Cuánto cuesta el afiche?
El afiche cuesta 70 y 75 dólares.
¿Cuánto cuestan las toallas?
Las toallas cuestan 19 dólares.
¿Y cuánto cuesta la camiseta?
La camiseta cuesta 100 dólares.
Perfecto. Vamos a aprender de regateo. So regateo is like bargaining or hustling kind of. Y es muy común en América Latina, especialmente en mercaditos y tiendas de recuerdos. Es sugerido negociar. En tiendas formales no es normal. So what this is saying is, in Latin America, it's much more common to ask for deals on things, just about everywhere you go, unless it's like a really formal shopping mall or grocery store. If you're in like one of the outdoor markets or a souvenir shop or something like that, I would definitely recommend not accepting the first price that you're given, or asking for a discount or asking for a better price, right? To me, this is one of the more frustrating things about traveling in Latin America, but culturally, like, we just have to be honest with ourselves. As an American, you've got a target on your back, right? So if you go travel down to Latin America, just know you're going to stick out. People are going to try and rip you off. And that's a little unfortunate, but it's the way of life, right? Do what you feel comfortable with. And when it comes to like bargaining things, I like to tell people to do what you feel comfortable with. You know, on the one hand, some people are trying to rip you off. On the other hand, you know, the economic conditions are incredibly different. So if you feel like a price is acceptable and you're okay with spending a little bit too much money on, I mean, it might even still not be a lot of money to you, but just me personally, like I know when I'm getting ripped off and I don't like that feeling, you know?
Right.
But on the other hand, like just know that person may be incredibly poor, you know?
Right.
And so if you give them a little extra money, if it's no sweat off your back, no big deal, right? I like to just think about this as try to be fair, you know? You don't want to ask for too big of a discount, but I'll give you a really good story. I went on vacation to the Dominican Republic, the worst instance I've ever seen. We're in the Dominican Republic, and at the pool, like every other day, they would invite like local artists to come like set up shop and, you know, have like a little art fair. And I was walking by this guy and he had some paintings out. I asked him how much one of the paintings cost, and he told me $500. I was like, okay, well, you know, I'm not, you know, I'm not going to spend $500 on a painting. He immediately dropped the price down to $50.
Wow.
Yeah. So, you know, then I was like, okay, well, I'm definitely not buying something from you if you're trying to charge me that much more than you really felt comfortable with. So I say this just to let you know what's going on, right? You know, if I had the conditions and I really like the painting that much, then maybe 500 would have been just a fine price, right? So anyways,
that's a lot of money.
That it's a big difference when he's willing to let it go for 50. Now, was he losing money at $50? Maybe. Sometimes they'll drop the price so low, like they're not doing math very good in their head. So they, you know, anyways, this is what a good way to do this looks like. Again, do what you feel comfortable with, but this would be a good way to do it, right? So, hola amiga, deseas un buen recuerdo. That's your first indication. When they call you friend, they're trying to hustle you. Hola, hola amiga, deseas un buen recuerdo.
Sí, me gusta la camiseta. ¿Cuánto cuesta?
La camiseta cuesta $99.
99 dólares. No, gracias. Es muy caro.
Bien, entonces $50.
¿Qué tal? $25.
Hecho.
Bien, huevo la camiseta.
Llevo. Remember that double L is a Y sound. Llevo.
Llevo la camiseta. Gracias.
De nada, adios. Okay, so to walk you through it, right? I'm saying, hi, friend, do you want a souvenir? You say, yeah, I like the shirt. How much is it? The shirt costs $99. And this is where you can kind of feel the person out, right? If you respond by saying something is expensive, if you're in a place that you can do this, typically they will immediately drop the price for you, right? So we see that here. No gracias, es muy caro. $99 is very expensive. So the person responds and says, bien, entonces $50. That's like saying, okay, how about $50, right? You say, ¿qué tal $25? We learned earlier this expression, ¿qué tal means like, what's up or how's it going? So here, it's a little bit more versatile than that. Here you're saying, how about $25, right? And then the person responds, hecho, which means done, like it's a done deal, done, right? Say, okay, I'll take the t-shirt, thanks. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So, it's not always this drastic, but
it can be.
It can be. It certainly can be. It can be more drastic than this. So it's just a good idea to kind of feel people out before you actually buy something, I think, to make sure you're getting a decent price as opposed to getting, because oftentimes, that first price, like we talked this person down from $99 to $25. That $99 was obviously a high price, and they're looking at you like, oh, the American has money, so we're going to raise the price way up here, right? Okay, hola amiga, ¿deseas un buen recuerdo?
Sí, me gusta la gorra. ¿Cuánto cuesta?
La gorra cuesta $50.
$50? No, gracias. 50 es muy caro.
Bien, entonces $35.
¿Qué tal $20?
Hecho.
Bien, llevo la gorra. Gracias.
De nada, adiós. Hola amiga, ¿deseas un buen recuerdo?
Sí, me gusta el afiche.
El afiche cuesta $40.
¿Cuánto cuesta dólares? No, gracias.
$40.
$40. No, gracias. ¿Cuánto dólares? $40 es muy caro.
Bien, entonces $30.
¿Qué tal $20?
Hecho.
Bien, llevo el afiche. Gracias.
De nada, adiós. Hola amiga, ¿deseas un buen recuerdo?
Sí, me gusta la toalla. ¿Cuánto cuesta?
La toalla cuesta $60.
$60? No, gracias. $60 es muy caro.
Bien, entonces $50.
¿Qué tal $40?
Hecho.
Bien. Llevo la toalla. Gracias.
De nada. Adiós. Perfecto. Ahora, hola, amiga, ¿cómo estás?
Bien. Sí, sí me gusta la camiseta.
So you asked me cuánto cuesta?
¿Cuánto cuesta?
La camiseta cuesta $90.
$90? No, gracias. $90 es muy caro.
Bien, entonces $75.
¿Qué tal $45.
$45 es muy bajo.
More,
It's too low.
oh, too low.
¿Qué tal
¿Qué
$50?
¿Qué tal $45?
Ah, no, no puedo. Adiós.
Yeah.
It can't happen if you go too low, right? Okay. Okay, Alex, ¿qué hora es?
What time is it?
Ajá.
I'm assuming. 11 y yeah, 11. I don't think we've covered time yet.
We haven't, yeah. So here on the left, it's es la una.
Oh,
And on the right,
Es
we're
la-
gonna say son las dos. So in Spanish, when you're telling time, it's gonna depend on if it's 1 o'clock or if it's any other time of day. If it's 1 o'clock, you say es la, and if it's any other time, you say son las plus whatever time it is, okay?
okay.
All right, so, ¿qué hora es?
Mm,
Son las 7:23.
Son las 7:23.
Right,
Okay.
so to connect minutes to the hour, we just add the word E. Connect the word E. Okay, vamos a practicar. Alex, a la izquierda, ¿qué hora es?
Es
So remember to say son las.
Son las, unless it's 1 o'clock. Son las 12:08.
Muy bien. ¿Qué hora es?
Son las 6:38.
¿Y qué hora es?
Son las 4:00.
Yeah, son las 4.
Son las 4.
Good. Okay, good. ¿Qué hora es?
Son las 10:10.
¿Qué hora es?
Son las 3:45.
¿Qué hora es?
Son las 8:24.
¿Qué hora es ahora?
Son las 11:11.
¿Qué es la fecha de hoy?
What day is it?
What's the date today?
Oh yeah, what's the date? SL 28 de junio.
¿Y cuándo es tu cumpleaños?
SL 33, no, 23 de junio.
De junio. Oh, you just had your birthday.
I did.
Feliz cumpleaños.
Gracias.
All right, taking a look at something new here. A qué hora means what time, at what time, right? So it's a very common thing to say something like, a qué hora vas al trabajo? At what time do you go to work? When you answer it, in English, we would say at right before the time, right? A-T, at. In Spanish, it's a las. So a las 9 is saying at 9 o'clock. Voy al trabajo a las 9.
Oh, okay.
Alex, ¿a qué hora vas al trabajo?
Voy al trabajo a las 9.
A las 9.
A
A
las.
las 9. ¿A qué hora vas a la casa?
Voy. Voy a la casa las 5.
A las 5. Remember to say
A
a
las
las. A las 5. Okay. ¿A qué hora vas a la escuela?
Voy la escuela.
Voy a la escuela.
Voy a la escuela a las 8. 8.
We don't have class at 8.
Oh, a 10.
A las.
A las 10:45.
Okay. ¿A qué hora vas al gimnasio?
Voy a las gimnasio.
Voy al gimnasio. Just
Voy
like it
al,
is in the question. Al gimnasio.
voy al gimnasio a las 6.
Muy bien. Here we're going to talk about movement a little bit. Repeat after me. Andar.
Andar.
Andar is kind of an interesting verb. It's a cross between to walk and to go. Okay. Very commonly used in Spanish, but it's a little bit ambiguous, right? It's not very specific. Entrar.
Entrar.
Pasar.
Pasar.
Caminar.
Caminar.
Manejar.
Manejar.
Viajar.
Viajar.
Correr.
Correr.
Ir.
Ir.
Okay. Ir is irregular. We just saw it on the last slide. Ir is the verb to go, but when you conjugate it, it's yo voy or tú vas. Completely irregular.
Yo voy, tú vas.
For example, número uno, Alex.
Tú andas por la calle. Yo entro por la puerta. Tú pasas por el banco. Yo voy.
Tú vas.
Tú vas. Ir por la autopista. Yo camino por las montañas. Yo manejo por el norte de Denver. Tú viajas por México. Yo corro por el parque.
So por, I'm not teaching you this word, but it's a preposition. It doesn't translate very well. It can mean multiple things. In Spanish, we use the por to connect movement to the rest of the sentence. If we're trying to express general movement, right? So it can kind of translate to things like around, by, or through.
Okay.
So we just saw this when we were telling time. The word means and, okay? And the word o means or. So these just help us connect sentences to make more complex sentences and words and phrases and stuff. So, por ejemplo, Alex, ¿deseas tomar agua o una cerveza?
Sí, deseo una cerveza.
Yeah, well, try and answer with the example I have here. Yo deseo tomar agua y una cerveza.
Yo deseo tomar agua y una cerveza.
Muy bien. So you can kind of mix them and match them too, right? Alex, ¿deseas tener más dinero o más tiempo libre?
Deseo más tiempo libre.
¿Hablas con tus amigos o con tu familia más?
Hablo con tu familia más.
Con mi familia más.
con mi familia más
Remember,
tarde.
tu means yours. So when you answer, you say my. ¿Caminas en el parque o en las montañas frecuentemente?
Camino en las montañas frecuentemente.
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 There we go. ¿Ordenas las entradas o el postre en los restaurantes?
Ordeno. Ordeno las. Ordeno el postre en los restaurantes.
Okay, good. 5. ¿Tomas cerveza o vino?
Tomo vino.
¿Baila salsa o bachata?
Bailo bachata.
¿Y viajas más a la playa o a las montañas?
Viajo las montañas.
Uh-huh. ¿Bebes café o té en la mañana?
Bebe café en la
Bebo.
mañana. Bebo café en la mañana.
¿Comes más la comida estadounidense o la comida mexicana?
Como la comida mexicana.
¿Corres dentro o fuera normalmente?
Corro dentro normalmente. ¿Cómo se dice? ¿Qué significa dentro?
Dentro means inside.
Oh, fuera is outside?
Yep.
Corro fuera normalmente.
¿Vives en la ciudad o en los suburbios?
Vivo en los suburbios.
¿Escribe mensajes de texto o llamas por teléfono?
Escribo llamas por teléfono.
Okay, we've got some new vocabulary to go over. Repite, contento,
Contento,
contenta.
contenta.
So what's the difference between contento y contenta?
Boy versus girl. Male
Okay.
versus female, I guess, rather would be better.
Triste.
Triste. Either
So,
or?
Yeah, so remember, words that end with E typically don't change. Emocionado,
Emocionado.
emocionada.
Emocionada.
Aburrido,
Aburrido.
aburrida.
Aburrida. Aburrida.
Deprimido,
Deprimido.
deprimida.
Deprimida.
Feliz,
Feliz.
cansado,
Cansado.
cansada.
Cansada.
Despierto,
Despierto.
despierta.
Despierta.
Okay, good. So here we just finished with the activities from lesson 7. So make sure to finish up with that for your homework. We still have 25 minutes left in class, so let's jump up to lesson 8.
Yeah.
Okay, Alex, aquí estamos en lección 8. So, vamos a repasar la diferencia entre masculino y femenino. We'll talk about some new courtesy expressions. We're going to learn the third person singular form of the verb now. We'll talk about los orillas, a reading activity, and a dialogue for checking in at the hotel. So to jump right into it, Alex, the first person is when there's only one person really necessary in the conversation, right? Yo vivo en Denver. Here I'm talking about myself. I'm the only person involved. The second person is because I'm talking to you about you. We need to have two people in the conversation. Tú vives en Denver, you live in Denver, right? Today we're going to talk about the third person singular. It's the third person because I'm the first person talking to you, the second person, about a third person, right? So for our AR verbs, again, we're going to take away that AR, we add back A. So we get él habla,
Él habla.
Ella habla.
Ella habla. Ella.
Yep. Now, whenever we learn a new form like this, I still like to cycle through all the forms we've learned in the past to get that working in your head, right? So hablar, remember, means to talk. I talk is yo hablo. You talk is tú hablas. And now we have he talks, él habla, or she talks, ella habla. So let's practice like this. Ordenar.
Or yo ordeno, tú ordenas.
Ordenas.
Ordenas. Él ordena.
And then ella, also say ella.
Ella ordena.
Okay, good. Tomar.
Yo tomo, tú tomas. Él toma. Ella toma.
Reservar.
Yo reservo. Reservo. Tú reservas. Él reserva. Ella reserva. Reserva.
Okay, good. Bailar.
Yo bailo, tú bailas. Él baila. Ella baila.
Cocinar.
Yo cocino, tú cocinas. Él cocina. Ella cocina.
Esquiar.
Yo esquío, tú esquías. Él esquía. Ella esquía.
Viajar.
Yo viajo, tú viajas. Él viaja. Ella viaja.
Desear.
Yo deseo, tú deseas. Él desea. Ella desea.
Hablar.
Yo hablo, tú hablas. Él habla. Ella habla.
Caminar.
Yo camino, tú caminas. Él camina. Ella camina.
Charlar.
Yo charlo, tú charlas. Él charla. Ella charla.
Comunicar.
Yo comunico, tú comunicas. Él comunica. Ella comunica.
Escuchar.
Yo escucho, tú escuchas. Él escucha. Ella escucha.
Entrar.
Yo entro, tú entras. Él entra. Ella entra.
Manejar.
Yo manejo, tú manejas. Él maneja. Ella maneja.
Andar.
Yo ando,
Ando.
ando, tú andas.
Andas. A. It's an A.
Yo andos, tú andas. Él anda. Ella anda.
Pasar.
Yo paso, tú pasas. Él pasa. Ella pasa.
Platicar.
Yo platico, tú platicas. Él platica. Ella platica.
Okay, good. Exact same thing essentially for ER verbs. Take away the ER, add back E. Él come.
Él come.
Ella come.
Ella come.
So he eats or she eats. Let's go back through the cycle. Repeat after me. Comer.
Comer.
Como.
Como.
Comes.
Comes.
Él come.
Él come.
Ella come.
Ella come.
Leer.
Yo leo, tú lees. Él lee.
Lee. It's an
Lee.
A. Lee. Uh-huh.
Ella lee.
Beber.
Yo bebo, tú bebes. Él bebe. Ella bebe.
Correr.
Yo corro, tú corres. Él corre. Ella corre.
Comer.
Yo como, tú comes. Él come. Ella come.
Aprender.
Yo aprendo, tú aprendes. Él aprende. Ella aprende.
Okay, good. Now we have our IR verbs. IR verbs work just like ER verbs up until this point. So take away the IR, add back an E here. So to say he lives, él vive.
Él vive.
She lives, ella vive.
Ella vive.
Repite, vivir,
Vivir.
yo vivo,
Yo vivo.
tú vives,
Tú vives.
él vive,
Él vive.
ella vive.
Ella vive.
Okay, let's go with escribir.
Yo escribo. Tú escribes. Él escribe. Ella escribe.
Recibir.
Yo recibo. Tú recibes. Él recibe. Ella recibe.
Ella.
Ella recibe.
Discutir.
Yo discuto. Tú discutes. Él discute. Ella discute.
Vivir.
Yo vivo. Tú vives. Él vive. Ella vive.
Perfecto. Vamos con número 1.
Él habla con su hermano. Ella camina todos los días. David David
Corre. Just the name.
corre muy rápido. Luis ordena una hamburguesa.
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 Gesa.
Hamburguesa.
There you go.
Ella aprende español. Mi hermana vive en Denver. Tu primo escribes correo. Escribe.
So, cuidado, it's not two, it's tu primo. Primo means cousin. So we're saying your cousin, not you, but your cousin writes.
Tu primo escribe correo electrónico.
Good.
Sandra bebe una cerveza fría. Él come las tacos el pastor. El papa recibe muchas cartas.
Okay, good. So positive and negative in Spanish is super easy. Positive, él desea la comida ahora. Negative, él no desea la comida ahora. So you just put the word no in between. I think here we're going with negative sentences, Alex.
Él no habla con su hermano. Ella no camina todos los días. David no corre muy rápido. Luis no ordena una hamburguesa. Ella no aprende español. Mi hermana no vive en Denver. Tu primo no escribe correo electrónico. Sandra no bebe una cerveza fría. Él no come los tacos del pastor. El papa no recibe muchas cartas.
Ella bebe vino.
She drink wine. Sí. Ella bebe vino.
Él aprende español.
No, él aprende español.
Just put no right before aprende. No aprende español.
No aprende español.
If you wanted to say él, you can say that too, but you have to have no right before the verb. So you could say no, él no aprende español.
No, okay. No, él no aprende español. No. Okay.
Yeah, the no has to go right before the verb. Ella corre en el gimnasio.
No, no, ella corre en el gimnasio.
Try that again.
No, ella no corre en el gimnasio.
There you go. Ella aprende italiano.
No, ella no aprende italiano. Or no,
Sí, ella aprende italiano.
oh, sí, ella aprende italiano.
Él come sano.
¿Qué significa sano? Dirty,
In this
messy?
situation, it means like healthy.
Oh, no come sano.
Ella bebe cerveza.
No, no bebe cerveza. No, ella bebe cerveza.
Remember, the no has to come right before the verb. So you say, ella no bebe cerveza.
Ella no bebe cerveza.
Ella aprende algo interesante.
No, no, ella no aprende interesante. Algo interesante.
Sí. Él corre por la noche.
Sí, corre por la noche. No, yeah,
Sí.
sí, sí.
Remember, Alex, if there's something you don't understand, make sure you ask me. It seems like there's something that might be, I'm not sure what your confusion is here.
No, I was trying to remember if noche was afternoon or night, but it is night.
Okay, yeah. Don't hesitate to ask me, just to clarify, right? Because what I'm trying to teach you the like the grammar here, right? With to say he does or he does not do something at night. But if it's a word like noche that's confusing you, don't hesitate to ask me,
Okay.
right? Ella come dulces.
¿Qué significa dulces? Candy? Candy, right?
Sweets.
Sí, ella come dulces.
Él come carne.
No, él come carne.
So again,
No, él no come carne.
okay. So we can use the third person to talk about family, right? Vamos a conversar de tu familia. Alex, ¿tu abuelo vive en Denver?
No, no,
You're on mute.
Sorry, my phone just shut off, turned off
Oh.
for no reason.
Yeah,
Okay,
they do that sometimes. Okay, we're back now.
we're back.
So which one did we do? Number 2?
Nope, we were in the middle of number 1, and I was saying no.
Okay.
Abuelo vive in Fort Lauderdale.
Tu abuelo escribe poesía?
Poesía. No, abuela escribe poesía.
Where does the no go, Alex?
No, abuela no escribe.
And don't
Poesía.
forget to change to me, right? Mi
No,
abuela.
mi abuela no escribe poesía.
There we go. ¿Tu mamá recibe correo electrónico?
No, mi mamá recibe no correo electrónico.
Where does the no go, Alex? Now you're putting it on the other side.
No, no, mi mamá no recibe correo electrónico.
¿Tu papá recibe correo basura?
No, mi papá no recibe correo basura.
¿Tu hermano vive en una casa?
No, mi hermano no vive en una casa.
¿Tu hermana escribe una carta de amor?
No, mi hermana no escribe una carta de amor.
¿Alguien en tu familia vive cerca de la escuela?
¿Qué significa vive cerca? It's city, right? City cerca.
No. Cerca means close to.
Oh, no. ¿Qué significa alguien? Does your family?
Alguien means somebody. So I'm asking you, does anyone in your family live close to the school?
No, alguien.
So to answer in the negative on this one, you're going to change alguien to nadie.
Nadie en tu familia.
Here you can just say nadie en mi familia.
Nadie en mi familia vive cerca de la escuela.
Good. ¿Alguien en tu familia escribe un libro?
Sí, mi familia escribe un libro. Alguien
Sí, alguien en mi familia.
en mi familia escribe un libro.
Okay, good. Right. So, talking about your best friend now. ¿Tu mejor amiga habla por teléfono?
Tu mejor amiga.
So you answer mi mejor amiga.
Oh, mi mejor amiga habla por teléfono.
¿Tu mejor amiga camina por el parque?
Sí, mi mejor amiga camina por el parque.
¿Camina por las montañas?
Sí, mi mejor amiga camina por las montañas.
¿Toma cerveza?
Mi amiga toma cerveza, sí.
¿Tu amiga toma ron?
Sí, mi amiga toma ron. Mi mejor amiga toma ron.
¿Reserva una mesa en el restaurante?
No, mi amiga no reserva una mesa en el restaurante.
¿Ordena entradas?
Sí, mejor amiga.
Mi mejor amiga.
Mi mejor amiga ordena entradas.
¿Ordena postre?
Sí, mi mejor amiga ordena postre.
¿Habla mucho?
Sí, mi mejor amiga habla mucho, sí.
¿Habla poco?
Sí, mi mejor amiga habla poco.
Good. Okay, I want to do one little activity with you here, or kind of call your attention just to a couple of things. If you have a piece of paper to write this down, right? So things that I was observing today when we got into this last part. So remember, me means my, tu means your. So these words are going to interact with each other conversationally, right? So if I ask you a question with tu, for example, tu mama, and just to make it incredibly simple, tu mama lee, does your mom read?
Si mi mamá lee.
Right, so you want to answer. Sí, mi mamá lee. All right, so we have an interaction, like a conversational exchange. I usually focus on the verb, right? That's kind of my main priority here, but I just want to call your attention to it, right? Almost every single time that somebody asks you a question with tu in it, like tu mamá, tu hermano, tu familia, you're going to flip that around and answer with the word me, right? So that's one thing to be aware of. Now, another thing. So like if we're just looking at sentence structure. Sentence structure in Spanish is pretty loose. But if we have a negative, you have to do the word no plus the verb. Right? And so conversationally, and maybe this is what's kind of throwing you off with this. I'm not 100% sure, right? But I could just write a simple sentence here. Like again, if we go with the same example, no, my mom doesn't read, right? So I ask the question, tu mamá lee? Now, the simple answer here is just to say no lee. It's understood that we're talking about your mom, so you don't have to answer with the person in Spanish. You can just completely leave the subject off of there, right? What might be confusing you, I think, here is you're trying to give a more complete answer, right? So you start by saying no. Mi mamá, which is 100% fine. Again, we have to put the word no directly before the verb. Right? So I'm just kind of highlighting this in an extra big letter, right? So that we make sure that we have, because like conversationally, like if we think about it in English, right? Does your mom read? I would say, no, my mom doesn't read. So we have two negative expressions in our sentences, right? The first one is the simple negation, because conversationally, we don't need grammar to give a perfect answer. To express the idea, to exchange the idea, does your mom read? I could just say no. And that's the simple no. That's the first no that we have here, right? This one that comes before the verb is like in English, how we would say does not. Does that make sense? You're on mute again. So that's,
yes.
That's the real critical one. That's the one that has to be there. So if this no right before the verb isn't there, you're essentially giving a positive answer. So if you think about it like this, if this no isn't here, you put the no up front. Does your mom read? You're essentially saying, no, my mom reads.
Oh.
Right? So you've flipped it back into a positive sentence, so it gets confusing for people, right? So you have to have that no right before the verb to say, no, my mom does not read. Does that make sense?
Yes, much better. Yes,
Is that
definitely makes
helpful?
yes, super helpful. Thank
So
you.
in your notebook, I would just put a little star somewhere and mark these little notes that I'm giving you here, right?
That's what I did.
Cool. Any questions about any of that?
Nope, that makes much more sense now. Thank you.
Okay, cool. Any other questions in general about Spanish?
Nope, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I'm just gonna practice the nose a lot this week, and we'll see what comes up from that.
Okay, yeah. Anytime something like, because everybody's brain works a little bit differently, and there's something going on in your head that it's not 100% clear to me what's going on there. But yeah, call attention
Also,
to it.
100%.
Call attention to it, and then just focus on that, right? Between now and next week, you'll
Okay.
hopefully correct that little thing.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
Okay, my pleasure. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's great working with you.
See you next week.
I'm so glad you asked. Next week is 4th of July, and therefore my summer vacation.
Oh, very nice. Okay.
Yeah, so no class next week. Typically, like almost all of my students usually go on vacation around the 4th of July. So historically, I've just decided to not have that week. And yeah, I'm gonna take my son and my mom on a little road trip. We're gonna go to South Dakota
Okay.
to go see Mount Rushmore.
Oh, yes, I tried to go there one time and it didn't work out well, but I did make it at the base one time. You'll like it.
Yeah, well, I actually went when I was 6 and my son is 6. So yeah,
Okay.
It'll be just kind of and I didn't realize it. It's actually pretty close to us here.
6 hours drive. It's not
6
bad
hours.
at all.
Yeah, I totally have it in my head that it's like
Way far away.
way far away, but only 6 hours. I mean, that's not bad at all. And then on the way back, we're gonna stop in Lindo Reservoir in Wyoming, and hopefully like get to rent boats and jet skis and just have some kind of fun.
Yeah, you'll like that. That'll be super fun.
Yeah. So
That next week, that 12th, I cannot. In fact, the 12th and the 17th, I have I have like a non-negotiable meetings that I have. Is there a way that we can look to the 12th and the 17th and move it either earlier or later in the day?
Yeah, so give me 1 second. We might just have to cancel it all together, but let me see what I can do here. So we're not gonna have class on the 5th.
Mm-mm.
The following week on the 12th, I could do. Yeah, on the 12th, I could do 1:40. I'm sorry, 12:45 to 1:45.
Hold on, I'm just pulling up the. Yes, 12:45 to 1:45 is great for that day.
That works. And then for the 19th, July.
Oh, you know what? That's fine. That time works fine. I'm then thinking of there's a date in August 2nd, that I will just need to cancel.
Okay, and we can talk about that when we get a little closer to it.
Okay, perfect. But July, we'll do 12:45 to 1:45. Okay, perfect. Well, I will see you in 2 weeks then.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you.
Bye. Ciao,
Bye.
ciao.
Ciao.